ACS championship ring and 2 years later win a Super Bowl ring. Doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't happen often. It was just amazing. It's just a great experience. I'm just glad that I was the first in our history to do it. So it's just overwhelming, and it's a lot at the same time. It's just amazing. I'm just glad to have them, be blessed to have the opportunity to play in the national championship and win the national championship and win the Super Bowl.
Which is more fun?
I hate to compare them. Both of them are just different in their own way. Super Bowl, of course, is like, you know, it's like you becoming a doctor and you finally get to that big old, you know, six-figure, you know, become a millionaire all your life and stuff like that. That's like the Super Bowl. Like, you just reach to that part in your career. It's just like, that's it. Like I mean, no matter what you done in the NFL, you know, you got Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. It don't matter who's won MVPs or not. What means the most is winning the Super Bowl, and that's what matters. I mean, Dan Marino probably wish he won the Super Bowl, so I'm pretty sure that it capped off his career. But that's what means a lot to a lot of these players in the league. It's not about all the other individual accolades, and it's all about winning the Super Bowl.
Just kind of talk about the journey. I mean, not being a high draft pick and all those things, and just how you kind of made it happen.
Yeah, it's disappointing, you know, especially when I thought I was, like a lot of guys come out and I thought I was going to get drafted and be somewhere, you know, on a team, getting picked up with no problem, and then I hear my name being called on draft day. It was just disappointing, you know, it's heartbreaking, and at the same time kept my focus and my strength and prayed about it and just kept on pushing forward. Worked out all summer. Of course, we also doing the lockout, and as soon as the lockout was over, I got calls from a bunch of teams, and the Ravens on the phone with me for like 5 hours, all night. As soon as the lockout ended, until about midnight, to almost 1 o'clock that morning, calling me, wanting me to come to Baltimore, and other teams was calling, but obviously Baltimore wanted me more, so I went that way, and I'm glad I made that decision. And the roller coaster has been crazy, being cut, brought back midway through the season after looking for a job, trying to figure out where my career was going to go, and to get the opportunity to be back in 2 weeks of me being back in my rookie year. I played my first game against the 49ers, just so happens, and then going from there, being back on the practice squad, then being back active again, and then coming in the following year being hurt to start the season off was also disappointing. You know, to injury, I thought that was going to be over for me. I was sad. I was like, you know what, maybe they're going to let me go out to camp, you know, whatever. And they told me they're going to keep me, and they stood by their word by that. And just crazy enough, I ended up coming back, and I ended up starting a few games down the stretch, and I was a part of this team that won the Super Bowl. It's just, couldn't ask for a better story like that, and I'm just glad I was a part of it. I mean, I'm glad I made some kind of contribution to the Super Bowl and to fight through all the obstacles I fought through.
You know, as a linebacker, just talk about the opportunity to play behind and work with a guy like Ray Lewis for a couple of years.
For 2 years to play behind Ray Lewis is just, like, it's something I never, actually envisioned growing up. You know, you're like, oh, okay, you want to play like Ray Lewis, be like Ray Lewis, but to actually play and be behind him for 2 years, you learn a lot, see what he sees, and see what makes him separate himself, what gets him to separate himself from a lot of players in the league. And he played 17 years in the league for a reason. It's not because his name is just Ray Lewis, because they easily could let him go years ago. But he was consistent. He knew how to control the defense. Just some of the same things that you look for in a middle linebacker, some of the same things I know I'm capable of doing as well. And that's what Ray Lewis has done for 17 years. And when he plays lights out, he plays lights out. And nobody else will tell him nothing, regardless of media, outsiders, anything. He just does what he does, and that's beat Ray Lewis. And I learned that a lot from him.
How do you like the city of Baltimore?
I like Baltimore. I love Baltimore. The fan base is just the same as how I see it here. The fans are crazy about the Ravens, just like the fans here are crazy about the Auburn Tigers. It's like, I thought it was gonna be a letdown because the NFL is not like college, but honestly though, the fans in Baltimore give the Auburn fans a run for their money. It's crazy. I promise you, it's crazy. It may sound weird for me to say that, but it really does get out of hand in Baltimore, and I love it, every bit of it.
Josh, after the New England game, Terrell Suggs and Ray were pretty boisterous about beating New England, and Terrell said quite a few things about Belichick and New England. As a player who's newer to the team, were you able to build up that rivalry and understand how deep that kind of hatred is between those two teams, those two guys?
Yeah, even during the season when we first played them, you could tell that throughout the whole process, when we already knew from the beginning of the season we're gonna see them again. Even when we won by the field, we kicked that last minute field goal to win the game. We knew for a fact we're gonna see them again. And there's no other team that knows the Patriots better than the Ravens. Even though they're not like the Steelers. We don't see them twice a year or whatnot. But when we see them, it's just like we're playing the Steelers and the Bengals and the Browns all in one. Because that team they've been consistent as can be for the last decade. You know what I mean? So when you play against the Patriots, you got to bring that game. And I think we know what we're doing when we play against them.
When it came to the Super Bowl prep, obviously those 2 weeks of waiting and everything that comes along with it, how much did it help that for you went kind of through something similar to that with the BCS prep only 2 years before? Any lessons you're able to pull from that?
Yeah, it helped a lot. A lot of the older guys, Terrell Suggs and all of them, they all ask me, how is it? Is it similar? It's like, it's kind of similar. It's like, no, it is nowhere. There's nowhere national championship is similar to Super Bowl. But I was like, it has similarities. It's you got to handle media a certain way. You can't be out there in the open doing certain things because the media take you apart, put you on ESPN. It's almost the same, but it's just on a bigger stage. And that's probably about as far a difference as the stage is 20 times bigger than the Super Bowl. It's like the world to these guys. And to see that guys been in the league 10, 11, 12 years who haven't even never played in the playoffs, that shows you the kind of game that we're in as far as playing in the NFL. Like, how you play a decade and not play in the Super Bowl? I've been in 2 years and I already made the 2 AFC championships and won a Super Bowl. So, kind of a blessed individual, and it's just hard in the league to get to that point. I'm just glad I'm able to experience it in a short amount of time.
You just back here visiting? You just back here to visit?
Yeah, I'm back here to visit, because I love Auburn. I've been always wanting to visit. It's been so hard to get back and trying to get my own thing going at the same time. So to see all the changes and what's going on, it's just good. I'm glad to be back.
Josh, just kind of talk about your time at Auburn and kind of the foundation it built for you and what Auburn means to you.
Auburn means the world to me, and to see where we came from when I first got here to now. Of course, everybody always asks me, what's the difference, and I think just the guys right now, the team just need this, become more, they need to control the team a lot better than like we did when I was here. The guys, the players, the ones going to make the plays. The guys of the team have to take charge and let the mistakes that happen not be always on the coach's fault, their fault. And that's the same thing. That's what we did here. And those qualities, trust me, they go because like during the season, San Diego game, I told the team directly in this, we had a wise words. Somebody does wise words of the day, each day in prayers, and I did it for the San Diego game that week. And I said the same qualities I see right here on this team, the same thing I saw when we won that championship. And I said, we won that championship, this team, like it just the field, the guys, the veterans, how they stepped up. And even when there's adversity, they fought through and they knew how to go to the next one and knew for a fact at the end of the season we was gonna be at the top. And just so happens, in the Super Bowl, I had that feeling because you just know, like, what it takes to really win that national championship or the Super Bowl. So when you already have that in your heart and you know what it feels like, you want to definitely have that on your team consistently. And that's what the guys on this team know how to go out there and take control of the team, and that's what we do as Ravens. Players take control of this team, and everything else will fall in this place. And I think those same things will come to Auburn. The guys, younger guys, start to become more mature and step up, just like I had to do at a very young age, and take control and be the guy that everybody look up to, and not so-called try to be like a friend. You know what I mean? Be the leader. Be that guy that everybody know regardless what's going to happen. You're going to be the guy to count on.
Coach Malzahn's the offensive coordinator when you were here. What was your impressions of him just as a leader?
Smart, intelligent. He's the smartest guy I know. And he always get on me in practice when I used to practice. He say, you know my plays. I say, no, I just be paying attention to things. I'm very smart, so I just pay attention to small things, give me a heads up on what could get me closer to make a play or make a tackle and things like that. So he always gave me a little hassle in practice, trying to put something new on me to mess with me or whatever. But me and Malzahn had a good relationship when I was here in Auburn. And I think practicing against me helped him a lot as well, playing against other teams on Saturdays, because there wasn't too many smart linebackers like me. So, but, me and Malzahn had a great relationship. I talked to him a few days ago, and hopefully I get a chance to speak to the team tomorrow, after my sign tomorrow, so that would be good.
You said you're back here to visit. You've been able to meet up with Cam at all since you've been
I haven't been able to meet up with Cam. If I see Cam, I haven't talked to Cam in a while. The last time I talked to him when he came to Baltimore, his brother, when his brother was there last year, and we got in contact a few times here, and I haven't got a chance. Been so much going on, and it's just, I don't know if I get a chance to see him. Hopefully I do, and I just tell myself, what's up, y'all see me.
Josh, you've been making the rounds today. Obviously, you say you want to come back, but you've been making, I mean, baseball game, come out here today. How important is it for you to get around kind of the, you know, everybody?
It's very, very important. I told you once before, I love Auburn. And just to see the fans, just see everybody, you know, and just see the love I get. It's just amazing. Like, it makes you realize where you came from. And this is where it started for me. And I wear it just like I go to the football facility. I wear my book bag, my Auburn book bag every day. The team give me hassle. They give me a tough time. They be like, take that, you know, trash off. I'll take this off. I say, This is my team. This is what I'm gonna wear every day. So I wear my Auburn book bag. I still got it. I think I brought it. So I wear my book bag every day. I love Auburn. It's gonna be in my blood for the rest of my life, and ain't nothing they can say about it.
By the time you got back to the locker room after the Super Bowl, how many text messages, phone calls did you?
I couldn't even get to it. As soon as my phone popped, I had one message. I was like, oh, okay. And after that, bleep, bloop, 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 bloop. So I put the phone down, let it chill for a minute, because every time I got ready to look at the phone again, more messages and more calls. It was getting out of hand. But it's surreal, like, you know, to be called Super Bowl champion. Maybe it ain't gonna hit me till I get the ring. But right now, I was just like, dang, I did win the Super Bowl. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe when I get the ring, it'll be a whole different ball game.
I was going to say, talking about the ring, I'm assuming that's the BCS ring.
Yeah, no, this is the SEC championship ring. And the crazy thing about this ring, I actually was thinking about it yesterday, and I just so happened I was looking for a ring to put on. I was like, no, I'm gonna wear this ring, and I just picked it up. And when I picked it up, I started to pay attention to it. And I looked at the side of it, and the score was against Auburn. This SEC championship was 56-17. I said, how ironic, my jersey number is 56 right now, and I was 17 in college. To win the and I'm wearing it to Auburn, so that was crazy. I promise y'all, I didn't make this up. I didn't make it up. My fiancee's right there. She can speak for me, because I was like laughing. I was like, are you kidding me? I just bust out laughing. She looked at me like, what are you laughing about? I said, look at the ring and look at the numbers. And I said, it just must have been meant for me to wear this number, meant for me to have 56, and hopefully, you know, do some things 56 for a long time to come.
Josh, at your young age, you've already won two of the biggest venues in the entire sports world. What's next?
To win another one and hopefully make a whole bunch of money. And definitely that, and then hopefully get I'll definitely pursue what I want to do in school, as far as, you know, open up my own kind of facility for kids who grew up in kind of a similar atmosphere I grew up in. You know, something they can get away from. You know, a lot of kids may not be good in athletics or anything like that, but something to get them from those kind of environments where they could, you know, come to and see that there's something else in life besides just, you know, what they see every day. You know, there's something out there you can get. You know, education, degree, something, a nice job. It's not about just how we grew up or whatnot, and that's what I want to do with my major. Deal with adolescents, you know, older adolescents like junior, seniors in high school, incoming freshmen in college, so to direct them in a good path. So hopefully, if I make enough money, I'll be able to do that one day.
Anything else? All right.
Appreciate it, Josh.